That's all I'm going to say without having Kyla Jacko rock up to my house and be like, we went off the airwaves.
Find out why that our like podcast is linked. And you're like, good news, everyone. We got like 3,000% increase in views.
Can you say publicity stunt?
And like they come to my house, I'm like, oh, you turned up just in time for the recording now. Do you want to be on this podcast or the 6,000 other ones I'm producing at the moment? Welcome back, fans and friends, to the Complete Guide to Horror podcast. Today, we're discussing Jack Frost, 1997 American direct-to-video black comedy slasher film, written and directed by Michael Cooney. Jack Frost takes place in the fictional town of Snowmountain, I guess, where on the week before Christmas, a truck carrying serial killer Jack Frost, yes, that's his real name, to his execution crashes into a genetics truck. The genetic material causes Jack's body to mutate and fuse with the snow on the ground. Jack is presumed dead and his body melts away. But he comes back as a killer snowman and takes revenge on the man who finally caught him, the sheriff. Now, I love this movie. It's so fucking stupid. There are so many sequences where I think, how did they get away with this in 1997? It definitely wouldn't fly in 2022. But I just can't help but watch it every Christmas, along with my regular movies that I watch every Christmas, like Bad Moms Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone. I just feel like it's such a weird fucking horror movie in general. But there's some parts of this where I'm just like, I've never seen that in another movie. I don't think I'll see a snowman fuck Shannon Elizabeth to death, but we'll get into that controversial scene later. BP, what do you think about this movie?
Oh, this movie. Oh. It's so bad that it's so good. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I remember looking at this DVD cover or videotape cover in Video Easy yonks ago, and I'd always look at the front of it, and it's not the poster that's on IMDb. It's a different one. I think it's just like a snowman in the yard or something.
Yeah.
The poster is really deceiving, by the way, on IMDb. It's nothing like what you really see in, like, even what yours looks like in the background. Stupidly funny, horrible acting, like porno scene introductions. I didn't know what was going on half the time. I like lost it at the scene with the mourning mother, and she's getting wrapped with the lights, and then it's like Benny Hill drama music playing or something, and then she's getting like fucked. Well, not fucked. She's getting like bashed into the box with the lights. Who plays the snowman? Who's the actor?
What's his name? Scott MacDonald.
I think he's like another Chucky with the voice. I love the voice. There's two lines in this that I really like. It's one he says, the world's most pissed off snow cone, and then the other one's like, well, it ain't fucking frosty. Yeah, I love it. I've never seen it before. I just think it was so over the top, so ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. It's awfully good.
Yeah. Coop, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I also remember seeing this at Video Easy, and I think the one that I saw had one of those kind of like holographic covers where it would change from the normal face to the big scary teeth one. And I remember thinking back in the day that was like a horror parody of the family like Jack Frost movie, and looking it up, that came out a year after this, and yeah. I think that's really amusing. I hadn't seen this until yesterday. I'd been meaning to watch this for ages and just never watched it, and it really bad. But I had a great time. It was. I can definitely see the similarities with the Chucky voice, with this guy with Jack Frost. real fucking comical. It kind of slides in and out of like it tries to almost take itself seriously in some points, and then it just throws something stupid at you, like the geez, what's eating him? I don't know, but it's not his girlfriend. Like, some of the lines in this movie are just ridiculous. I thought that Jack Frost as a character was pretty interesting. I thought that I kind of found him hard to understand. I don't know if it was just the way, like it was just really badly recorded. But like a lot of the lines he was saying, like I could sort of half make it out. And also noticing that Buffy from Scary Movie being like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that. I didn't think I would see any faces that I was familiar with in this movie, but I did see one, and it was that one, and the ridiculous shower scene that it wouldn't fly anymore. But it was ridiculous, and the sound effects of like the banging against the wall was just because the sound effects throughout this whole movie were really, really stupid. I love the axe going down handle first down the throat, and then the medical examiner just like explaining it like, oh well, you would have to like jimmy it down, but he's done it all in one go. And it's just when I was watching this towards the start of the movie, the one that actually ends up getting wrapped up in the Christmas tree, the old lady, something towards the start of the movie, like oh blah blah blah, she loves Christmas. She's like, I wish I was the angel on top of a tree, and like Angie goes, oh, she's gonna end up like what she thought was she was gonna end up basically with a Christmas tree up her ass. It wasn't exactly that, but it was really like gory and stupid, and ends up with a star on her head and all of that. I love movies where there's just stupid puns to the way people die, and it's obviously like not the best horror comedy that there is, but I still feel like it's really enjoyable, and it's got some strong stupid moments that just have a lot of fun with. So I really enjoyed it.
I wish there were more and more of these types of movies, especially going completely overblown with the comedy factor, with the campiness of it. Love bad puns as well. I am legally obligated to mention Final Destination 3 in every single recording, so this is the product placement. One of my favorite puns of all time is still that teddy bed where she goes, ooh, a few extra degrees won't hurt. And like with this one, there were so many just bad puns that I was like, how come we don't see that in horror movies these days? Often I find it's relegated to action movies or some comedies, but when action movies do it, it's always like really fucking stupid, like Terminator or Fast and the Furious, where it's like, we go fast for family. Okay. Sure you do, Vin Diesel.
No one was questioning it.
Like, I want more 1997 style horror films. It's also my favorite part about it. But overall, I've been watching this movie on an almost annual basis since 2001 or 2, when I watched this at a friend's house for the first time, and I thought it was Jack Frost, the Michael Keaton one, who I've incorrectly said in previous episodes is Jack Nicholson. And I was like, oh, really? We're watching that movie? Ugh, no thanks. My mum used to watch that all the time. And then when it started, I was like, this is not the Jack Frost that I remembered. And then picked up the DVD. No, it wasn't even DVD. It was VHS. Wow, I feel old. Picking up the video cover and realizing, there was no scary snowman in the family-friendly version. What the hell? And then just pissing myself laughing with all my friends watching Jack Frost. I haven't watched it with any of my younger siblings yet, but I feel like it's something I will force them to watch at some point. I'll have to explain to Gen Z that, yes, that scene with Sharon Elizabeth is bad, but, this was 1997. It's overly campy and over the top. It's not supposed to be taken seriously, but, that's just the difference in generations. I also think, when I say I'm not disappointed, I'm just questioning why there was never a sequel to this movie, because does have quite a cult following. I'm surprised that nothing was ever followed up.
There is a sequel.
Are you shitting me?
No. Came out 2000. Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
Oh my god, I've got to watch that.
Same guy who made it. Same guy voices Jack Frost.
I had no idea. I thought I didn't even see it on Wikipedia pardon me. I didn't even see it on Wikipedia when I was doing the research to see like any behind the scenes. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I remember seeing both of them at the maybe it was Civic Video that had the second one, but I knew, I've known for a while there was a follow up. I always wondered if it branched off into like 5 of them, but I think it's just the 2 of them.
It's like I remember Video Easy and Ed Bucker always had some really fucking strange movies. Like there was this Jack Frost. There was also Dracula 3000, where it was like a high tech computer simulation of Dracula on the cover. It was
Okay.
That one's regarded as one of the worst movies of all time. I think it's like number 12 on IMDb's like bottom worst 100 or something.
I've heard bad things.
Lots of B-grade monster movies as well, like the Boa vs. Python, or Crocodile vs. Serpent, or just like those type of monster movies.
As I said, the Christmas tree scene with the mother. There's so many like action shots and then cut shots, like the scene at the start where the boy gets decapitated with the sleigh, and it kind of just cuts to a shot of something going through the air, but I didn't really know what was going on for a second. Jack Frost, like the snowman, I just think the dialogue that comes out of his mouth, even like the "oh yeah," and all I kept thinking of was like the Kool-Aid guy from Family Guy, and I'm like, is it the same guy that does the voice? But yeah, like I said, there's like the world's most pissed off snow cone. Like it's just the dialogue coming out of his mouth. And then there's even a scene later on where you see his mouth like open up. I think he's in the back of the car and there's a shot of him talking. I think a lot of the things I don't like about the film, I also like. Like it just, a lot of the scenes are so just over the top, ridiculous. But yeah, I think it's the dialogue that really makes it. And it's even like, I can't think of anything off the bat, but it's like the dad's more in mourning than the lady is in that Christmas tree scene. Like even before that, like you wouldn't think that her son had died, yet he's like, and then she has like really stupid dialogue coming out as well with that. But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, no, that's more than fair. I have a feeling we'll be the same when it comes to least favorite parts, because this movie has
Smile. Yeah,
8.6 out of 10. Smile, BP's favorite horror movie of all time. But because like this movie does a really great way of using camp as a factor to just make it funny and make what could be just like really bad scenes and bad script writing and whatnot just so funny that it successfully does that job of making it a really great cult classic. But Coop, what's your favorite part of Jack Frost?
I think all the just ridiculous deaths, and like Byron said, he's just like throwing out quips and saying dumb shit the whole time. It's so ridiculous. It's almost like have either of you seen the show I Think You Should Leave?
No.
And it's kind of on brand too, but if you ever see the skit, you'll realize why. But like, there's this old man, and it's like a trailer for a fake action movie, and he's just like shooting all these bad guys, and the whole time he's just going, "You suck, you fucking suck, you're crap, you suck," and it's just fucking kind of the same kind of vibe with this. I love the way that it kind of like it culminates in those heaps funny shots of all the townsfolk with the blow dryers. Like, herding him into that thing so they can contain him, and they've got the priest has got like the smaller one, and he's doing the like sign of the cross. It's just I love any movie that can just fully embrace just how ridiculous it is. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of moments in this movie that does that.
Yeah. There's so many. I just love this movie overall. I'm struggling to find a least favorite part of the movie. What I will say is, when I was like 9-10 years old watching this for the first time, that scene with Shannon Elizabeth in the bath, as a kid, you don't think too much about issues in the real world, so it was like, ha, that's funny, oh my god. And then when I rewatched it again, I was like, ooh, how did they get that past? But I was looking at it from a 2022 lens, thinking of this movie being made in the late 90s. Now, I don't think they would make this because it would cause a lot of controversy. I think the camp factor definitely saves this movie from being, cancelled, for lack of a better word, because it's obvious that this movie is so over the top. Things are supposed to be funny. I'm not saying sexual assault or instances of rape is funny, nor can it be funny, but this subverts that trope to be somewhat on the line, like the fine line between like good taste and just like real shit behavior. But I don't know. I feel like it's a product of its time. But at the same time, when I rewatched it, I didn't pick up the first time or the other 17 times I watched this movie that it was Shannon Elizabeth. And I was like, where do I know her from when I watched this recently? And I was like, oh my God, she's the one that gets killed in Scary Movie. She's like, oh, look at me. I'm all dead. Like, I was waiting for her to turn around and say that to the snowman.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's something that we could definitely learn from, and judging from the lack of those kind of scenes in most modern day horror films, people have learned that, not okay. So that's fine. BP, what was your least favorite part of the movie?
Two bugbears. One bugbear was what's the name from Scary Movie? She's about 10 minutes of the film just blow drying her hair in the back while he's making the bath and getting the wine. And she gets in the bath and she wets her hair.
Yep.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, we were talking about it when we were watching it. It's insane.
I was like, hang on, what? She's just in there, and he gets in the bath, and I'm like, hey, her hair's getting wet. There was that scene. And the other scene, which I kind of felt was a bit porno-ish kind of vibes, was when the cop was kind of checking out everyone's snowman at the start outside of the store. And he's walking around. He's like, what are you making? And then the guy's making like the nude sort of snowman, like the mermaid kind of looking one or something like that. And he's going around, but it goes on for about like 5-6 minutes, and he's just walking around, checking everyone out, but it kind of got like pervy vibes going on there. And it was really detracting from the movie's pace because the movie's just so like all over the place. I just think like everything is ridiculous about it, which is bad, but it's also good as well. But I don't know, I had too much of a good time that I was just kind of like really enjoying what was going on. But yeah, everything about it is ridiculous and bad, but that's what makes it so good.
Yeah. Coop, did you have any least favorite parts?
I'm with BP. The blow drying their hair and then getting in the bath. And I was literally thinking, as she was blow drying her hair, I swear to fucking God, if she gets in the shower, because I remember seeing that still of like Jack Froster's. Well, I thought it was a shower, but it's a bath or whatever. And I was like, come on, don't tell me she blow dries her hair and then jumps in the shower and then like, oh, you ran me a bath. I was like, oh, come on, like just stupid. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I as bad and silly as it was, I can't. That's exactly why I enjoyed it. So I can't give it any criticisms in that sense because like all of those things are the reason I like it. So yeah.
I just had a thought. Shannon Elizabeth was also in 13 Goes, and there's that scene in 13 Goes where she's also running the bath and she puts her hands in the water and then it turns to blood. And there's the try to remember the ghost name. I think it's the princess or the one that like slashes herself to death and everything. Yeah. And so now I'm wondering, does Shannon Elizabeth just have a hatred for bathtubs now after filming those two movies? Probably. She's got like PTSD. She's like, bathtub, fuck that.
I just don't understand how they did that. Like, even if I was the actress, I'd be like, didn't we just like blow dry my hair? Why am I getting in the bath? Like, I don't know if it's an obvious error that they just went, oh well, like the movie's already stupid enough, or if it was meant to be somewhere else in the movie and they just went, just very kind of like frustrating. Like I hate continuity like that. It just does not make sense. And because it goes on for a while because he's getting like killed and then pretty much like banged against the wall with a carrot. And then she's like, thank you for making the bath, and then gets in.
Could it be a parody similar to like The Naked Gun or Scary Movie where it's like supposed to be obvious? Like
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because I thought that when I rewatched it, and I thought, no, I thought they would have given more clues, like maybe to up the ante or whatever. Like she would have blow dried her hair, maybe she would have curled it or something.
Yeah.
Something really painstaking as a process, and then just for her to get into a bath. Like, I don't know. Shannon Elizabeth, if you're watching this, we support you and your fear of baths. I've seen Christmas Vacation at least 30 times, like over my life. And even when I was rewatching it last year with my family, there's so many things I didn't pick up on, like, because I'm an adult now. So, like, even the scene where it's like Ellen Griswold, the mother, she's like having a secret cigarette in the kitchen, and her mum's like, Ellen, are you smoking again? She's like, no. I'm like, I never got what was funny about that as a kid, and now as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, I know exactly what. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like this Jack Frost movie, you know, we might get some comments in this YouTube video being like, how could you say that this was a great movie? What about that scene? And it's like, well, you know, we've addressed it, you know, we've spoken about the lessons learned from it as well. So don't come for us, Gen Z, because I will hit back 10 times harder. But just wanted to say, Coop and BP, thank you both for joining me again today.
Thank you.
Listeners, keep an eye out for our next episodes. Like, comment, share, tip, etc., if you liked this episode, and if you hated it.
I can see your house from up here!
Hey, squirrel friend, when one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Alright, I support you.